It's 2 a.m. and I'm like really hungry. Sadly, I can't order food right now, but luckily I am a game developer. That's why I have decided to make a burger cooking game. Yeah, you heard that right. But one thing about me is that I have never made a 2D game before and I have always ran away from it. But today I'm going to challenge myself. Setting up Godot was really easy, but the difficult part was knowing how to begin. I had no idea where to start, so I decided to try drawing a cooking station for the burgers, which definitely took way longer than I had expected, and also it turned out kinda ugly. Luckily though, I came up with a genius idea. Why not use the help of ChatGPT? So I asked it to generate the background for me, and this is what it came up with. I seriously don't know what I would have done without it. Now that I was done with the annoying bits, I was ready to start coding. So I added a button on top of each ingredient, and once it's clicked, it will add the ingredient to the plate. Keep in mind, I am just using some dummy textures for now. The next thing I had to do is separate the meat from the ingredients system because it can't be directly added to the burger since it needs to go to the cooker first. So I did that and my game was already becoming super cute. Next, I made it so that it forces you to place a bun first, and once the top bun is placed, it won't allow you to place any more ingredients, just to make it more realistic. And I also added a trash so that the user can throw away a wrongly made burger, and I changed the texture of the ingredients placed on the plate so now it looks a little more like a real burger. And just about 15 minutes later, I was done with the cola machine. So now, once the user clicks on it, it will start filling up a cup in just 6 seconds, while showing a progress bar to indicate that it's filling. And so, I was finally done with the cooking station's setup, and it was time to add customers and the ability to take their orders and serve them. In order to do that, I added a new node 2D called the Clients Manager, which will handle adding new customers, deciding what they will order, and setting their position. I then made a new scene for the client, which will be instantiated each time the Clients Manager code adds a new customer. At first, I didn't know what I was doing, and then it took me like 3 times to finally nail the system, and this is what it looked like at the end. Of course, the clients just have a texture rect for now, but it will be changed later. And finally, after long hours of work, and by the way, I'm not hungry anymore, not because of this game, but because there was no way I could have finished it in one night, so I had to sleep and continue working on it the next day, which meant I could order food. Anyways, I just added some music and sound effects, and I also added real textures for the customers, which are of course not generated by ChatGPT. But yeah, I really like the part of adding sound effects in a game. It really brings it to life and makes it way more beautiful and playable. One last thing before I show you the finished result, don't forget to like and subscribe, and this game will be available for Windows and it's playable on the browser too. The link for my itch.io page is in the description, so make sure to check it out. Goodbye and enjoy!
Huh? Huh? Huh?